What's up, everybody? We're back. We're keeping it going. We're not stopping. Back for another daily episode of the Bravo Zulu podcast. I'm Joshua Moore. I'm your host. Let's get down and dirty with it. I think this might be a quick one. Yesterday we went like 10 minutes long. Trying to keep them around 20, like I said. I've chosen the book from the CNO's Reading List that I will be listening to, not reading, because I do audiobooks. And it is called So Good. You see it up there? So Good They Can't Ignore You. All right, so this is under his, I don't have the fucking paper here, the Sailor Competence area of the CNO's Reading List. It's like a 6 hour or so. I should be able to get through it. Maybe over the weekend, because it's a regular weekend. I'll be going to the gym, and that's a good like hour in there. So that's 3 hours right there. A couple driving around trips to and from work, another hour to hour 20. So maybe I'll power through and get it through Monday. I've not listened to it. I'm going to try to get it done by Monday or so. Okay. I got my notes right here. I asked chat about giving me like a synopsis with no spoilers, right? Excuse my eye. It says, So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport pushes back on the common follow your passion advice and argues that a great career is usually built by developing rare or valuable skills first. The thing that makes you so good that they can't ignore you. From there, those skills give you career capital. You can trade for better work conditions, more autonomy, and better missions, etc., whatever. And then it says that it says, it's not saying passion is fake or irrelevant. It's more like passion tends to be a result of competence, meaningful control, and not the starting point. And so this came up. Some of the shipmates that I work with, one of them came down. It's only like one left, but they came down to say good morning. And I'm like, oh, what's up, Shippy? How's it going? And they're like, oh, hey, Chief, what's up? Good morning, yada, yada, yada. And I said, oh, hey, by the way, because, look, a lot of these sailors don't have chiefs that talk to them every morning for quarters and stuff, so they're not getting nav admins read to them. It's up to them to read it in the all hands email to the command that comes out from the career counselor or whatever, right? And let's be real, they're not going to fucking read it. They just skip over it. So when I was doing one of my walk arounds in the morning, I'm making my lap. I said, hey, who's read the CNO's Reading List email? And they're all like, huh? What's that? What's a reading list email? And I was like, all right, well, trading opportunity. And we got into that. I showed it to them, and they asked me, well, Chief, which one are you going to read? Great question. Didn't know. Now I know. So that's what was going on this morning. They're like, yeah, so which one? I was like, I chose it, right? Because this is that, like, if you're going to talk shit about it, tell people to do it. And then you got to let them know. You got to follow up and be like, yes, I'm doing this. Are you doing it? So this is the one I picked. Why did I pick this one? I really like the title. It's under the Sailor Competence. It's the first one listed under CNO's Sailor Competence books, right? There's 3. I really like the title. The title really speaks to me, right? And the part about skill over passion. Immediately, and so the sailors asked me, like, Chief, why'd you pick that one? And that's what I said. I said, well, I think I believe that, right? I haven't read the book, don't know anything, but just myself and I think how I've tried to model my career and how I've tried to develop myself, I think it's fitting, right? I think that skill tracks over passion. And I think many sailors could maybe relate to this, and maybe that's why CNO picked it, because we don't always start with the, deepest, hot, burning desire and passion to serve in the military or the Navy, whatever branch you're in, right? Usually what we're coming in for is a skill set, right? When you're enlisting or commissioning. You're like, all right, I'm going to join the military. They're going to give me all these benefits, and I will get a skill set that I'll be able to take back out into the civilian world. Whatever that skill set may be, whatever your ASVAB qualifies you for. Excuse me. It's I've been doing these later at night than I should probably, but it is what it is. Okay. So we come in looking for a skill set. So this book really kind of like vibes with that kind of in my brain, how my brain works with that thinking is we find this skill set and then we start developing it. We still might not be passionate about what we do. Okay. And I've seen many, I think one of the best rates is like, is bosun mates. I've seen so many undead seamen absolutely have like zero passion for that rating and the jobs that they do. But then because they start getting good at it, right? They start, the yelling and the hollering and whether it's flight deck, well deck, boat deck, anchor, forecastle, right? Like they start getting good at it, and it's like, damn. And then it's one of those rates where like as a E4, you could definitely have some, handful of undead seamen working for you, right? Where you're like, come on, let's go. We got to fucking paint the side of the ship, whatever. And they start getting good at it, and they realize that they have a skill, right? It could be any rate, but I've seen this a lot, especially come from the Rushmore, where you have a very large majority, a very large deck department with a lot of undesignated seamen, right? And that skill set grows, and then next thing you know, the passion comes afterwards. So I agree with it, right? I think I agree with this, and that's why it really attracted me. But I want to know what this author is going to be saying about it, right? I want to know how he navigates it through the author big words and explanations and all that. And so let me go through my notes here. Navy lens. The best rates. Leaders aren't passionate first. They get competent, then proud, then passionate. Yeah, just what I was explaining, right? You get the skill set, you start doing it, and then you realize, hey, I'm pretty all right at this. I'm okay at that. And then, at least in the military and the Navy, how we work, right, is leadership will start recognizing that. No matter what rate you are. If you are good at it, leadership will recognize that. We might also recognize that you do not have a passion for it, but you just have this, like, what do they call it? Innate ability to go do that thing. But you fucking hate it all the time. Rah, 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 rah. Hey, man, you might hate it, but you're pretty fucking good at this. You're pretty good at this. And I'd say the same is probably for like the recruiting world here. Never recruited, but I'd say a lot of people, it's not that they really enjoy it, right? But that they really ended up being really good at it when they went and did it. And then some of the benefits that came along with it were just too enticing to be like, yeah, no, I'm not going back out to sea. I'm pretty fucking good at this. And so I think I'll stick this out. And then comes that passion of like, yeah, actually, I fucking like what I'm doing because I'm good at it. Most of the time I would say, if you're not good at something, pick a video game. Something, I just got off the sticks with my boy, 5'4" Rich. If you're not good at a video game, if you're not good at a hobby, you're usually not sticking around with that hobby, right? We usually don't want to put in the hours of discipline and training to get better at it. You ever tried out for a sport and didn't make the team? Did you keep going back? You might have. Many people are like, that's not the sport for me. On to a different sport, right? I'm not getting dunked on the basketball court, so I'm going to get off the basketball court and I'm going to go do soccer, football, baseball, whatever it is, right? Badminton, right? Oh, you mean I can make the men's volleyball team a lot easier because, I'm decent at it, but there's no one trying out? Let me go for that team. Things like that. The skill, right? The skill, I definitely believe it. All right. Here's another thing is like, and where this book, I guess, goes, again, have not read it, but is like, if you find your skill set, you can move your skill set and develop your skill set into other things, whether you become passionate about the first thing or you have a skill set that can be applied to other passions. Okay. I was going to say something crazy. I think. But I would say it's like working with the recruiters here, right? Really, like their job, I guess, it like really translates to like HR things, right? Or sales. Well, conversation, speaking, a lot of it is like engagement. I don't want to say like they're going to become like life coaches, but I could see where like they could try to transition into that area, especially with, social media, how it is nowadays. If you really get on social media and very involved in it, you can start promoting yourself as like, yeah, I'm a recruiter, but I'm also like a life coach. And here's all my information. Kind of like, I don't want to say what I do here. I'm by no means a life coach, but I think many of content creators, that's the spin they're always trying to put on it. My passion is to have conversations with other people, to have them share their stories, to tell the story of the other 99% of veterans that come and go every 4 years, every 20, 30 years, and just share all that. That's my passion. But when I'm, and it's a good skill set. Well, it's a skill set that I think I'm half decent at. And when I'm doing that, I can find passion in other areas of storytelling, right? And can eventually like move my skill set into these other places. All right. Skill only can turn into, what is it? Skill only can turn into empty production if you don't know what you're serving. Yeah. I don't know how to explain that. Like, I don't know if I like what I wrote down there. Let me think about it. I guess that's like, I get it. I look at it as like, if you never find the passion, right? Like, I'm trying to think of an example of someone I know or something I've seen. Like what's coming into my mind is like a movie character. That here's one. It just popped in. Jurassic Park, the original, the very first one. The fucking fat dude who steals the DNA and causes all the sequels. His skill set was like the computer security. Excuse me. That was his skill set. But I don't think he had no passion for anything. Right? And since he didn't have passion, that's why he made the bad choice to go steal the dino DNA. Right? He could be talked out of that. So his production became empty. Right? That's where I think of like, and if you think back to the original Jurassic Park movie, he had no passion, and that's why his workspace was messy. He had shit everywhere. His trash can was full of just snacks and drinks, and just it was trashed out because all that skill was not actually producing anything. It's like that mentality of, oh, I'm just punching in and I'm punching out. I'm punching in and I'm punching out, right? So we don't want to fall into that trap, right? You don't want to fall into a trap of you do have a skill, but then you never, and this is, I think, more of like where you have to be aware of yourself, self-awareness, to realize when you have a skill and how you can move that skill, throughout your organization, throughout that enterprise to other places in a constant like upward trajectory, right? So that's it. That's really what the book is going to be about. Something like that. Have not read it. I'm going to read it. Let me see if I can power through it to Monday and then come back with something for you in that aspect. That's all I got tonight. I just want to share the book. If you've got, if you're a Navy person and you've decided to take part in the CNO's reading list, let me know what you're reading down below, and we'll compare notes. If you want to choose this one and get it done with me, then let's check it out. What else I got? That's it. I'll be back no later. Let's do this. Today's Thursday. No later than next Wednesday. We'll have this book done. Next Wednesday's episode will be part 2 of this, following up on So Good They Can't Ignore You, Skill Over Passion. Let me know what you're reading down below in the comments. We out tonight.